Hello everyone, I'm Scott Jordan. It is my pleasure to welcome you into Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City, Utah for Monster Jam World Finals 24. We are ecstatic to be here in the State of Sport at the University of Utah campus for our premier competition. This championship weekend will deliver unprecedented access to the top Monster Jam athletes and the larger-than-life Monster Jam trucks they drive. Welcome to our fans here in attendance and those watching around the world on monsterjam.com. And thank you to those who submitted questions for our athletes via Instagram. We'll be asking many of those during the press conference today. Also, stay tuned throughout the press conference for exciting announcements about upcoming marquee Monster Jam events. And now it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage University of Utah President Taylor Randall. Await the arrival of Mr. Randall. We have a very good-looking group of folks here in the building. Are we ready to have some fun? I love that. This is not like the award ceremony. I won't be roasting anyone or telling some bad jokes, so I hope that you are ready for a wonderful press conference. And for those of you watching at home around the world, we appreciate you being here with us. We wish you could join us here in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah, but we're happy to have you watching us. The live events will all be streamed on our streaming platforms as well as on our YouTube channel, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll have live updates all throughout the weekend as we continue on with our premier event here at Rice-Eccles Stadium, right on the campus of the University of Utah. I've been coming here for years. I love coming to this place, and we're proud now to introduce the man. Please welcome Taylor Randall, the president of the University of Utah.
Hey, what a remarkable day to hold the Monster Jam World Finals at the University of Utah. We are so proud to have such an incredible event here. What an incredible venue, what an incredible event to have on a 4th of July weekend. We are so excited to have all of you here. The University of Utah hosts many, many remarkable events. We will be the host of the 2034 Winter Olympics. This stadium in and of itself will transform itself from an incredible, I would say, background of dirt, energy, and noise this weekend into a background of ice and skiing in short order. We're just thrilled to have all of you here. Welcome to the University of Utah. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. I think I speak for everyone when I say the University of Utah has been outstanding host. Salt Lake City is a beautiful place to bring our premier event. And now we continue going as Monster Jam is a brand that reaches its fans year-round wherever they are on the planet through broadcast, licensing, consumer products, digital content, social media, and of course live events like this one happening here this weekend. Monster Jam continues to expand its consumer products program, celebrating 5 consecutive years as the top licensed vehicle toy. Now we've launched partnerships with Jazzwares, Hyper Bicycles, Anything Possible brands, Axle Hearing Protection, Soul Baby Zenny, and many others. Last year, we began live streaming all Monster Jam arena and stadium events on our YouTube channel and launched new Monster Jam Fast channels on Pluto TV, Vizio, and Plex, allowing fans to watch Monster Jam 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This year, we've added our Fast channel to new platforms, including Amazon Prime Video and Roku. We're also excited to hit the road again with Monster Jam Road Trip, visiting select Walmart locations around the U.S. where fans will get to see Gravedigger Stars and Stripes, which is also competing here this weekend. And if you're a gamer like me, the mobile game Monster Jam Extreme Mayhem is launching worldwide on Android and iOS in the fall of 2025. This new mobile game lets players take the wheel of their favorite Monster Jam trucks and brings the power, speed, and extreme mayhem of Monster Jam directly to fans everywhere. Now, from a live event perspective, for the last 6 months, almost 60 Monster Jam athletes on 6 series have pushed their driving skills and their professionally engineered trucks to the limit each and every weekend to compete at the highest level while keeping fans on the edge of their seats. 5 Monster Jam athletes have secured automatic bids to compete in JCB Racing and BKT Freestyle, and I would like to welcome them all with a round of applause to the stage right now, starting with Stadium Championship Series West champion and the 2023 Monster Jam World Finals Racing champion, Tristan England, JCB Digatron. You want to sit that close to me, sure?
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Stadium Championship Series East champion and reigning Monster Jam World Finals freestyle champion Tyler Menega, Gravedigger. The First consecutive four-time series champion from Arena Series West, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger. The first dual champion, winning both Arena Series East and the International Series, Blake Ranger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And the first Independent Series champion in history from Arena Series Central, John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. First, I want to congratulate all of you for making it here this weekend. That is a huge accomplishment, so congratulations on your series championships. So Tristan, you won your Arena Series Championship 2023. You came in second last year on your first Stadium Series. Did this championship win this year feel like redemption or a comeback?
Kind of both, in all honesty. I mean, to go against, Tyler, he had a lot of seat time in the stadium, and I learned from him. I watched, and I sat back and got that second place last year. But I was coming in as a hothead this year, and I really just wanted to prove a point that you don't have to tear these trucks to pieces in order to win a championship. And, I take a lot of pride in not breaking mechanical parts because my father taught me a lot about how these things work. And then I got shipped up to Monster Jam University and got taught by the best, Tom Mintz and even John Zimmer Sr. They gave me the tools that I needed. And now I teach out there, man. It's a dream come true. But the season, it's all about teamwork and 18 weeks of being a team, and that means a lot more to me, man. We're on the road. Those guys don't get to go home, so it's a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and we love it.
You should also take a lot of pride in not damaging your cowboy hats ever, man. Well done. Well done.
I don't know, Cole and Adam, y'all sprayed water on my last felt, and they got a little tore up, but that's all right. That's a memory, man.
All right. John Zimmer Jr., you were the first Independent Series champion in Monster Jam history. What does that accolade mean to you?
It's absolutely amazing. It's a full dream come true. Grew up from watching my dad drive these Monster Jam trucks. It's insane what he's been able to do in his long career of 25 plus years, and to only do it in 5 years in my own career, take a series championship as an independent, let alone. And man, it's super awesome. I have an insane team, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them. We had a long first 5 months of the series, Chuck Bach in the third, keeping my truck 100%, so I just go out there and absolutely run it in the ground every single event. Couldn't have done it without my amazing team, and now we're here on the main field, and hopefully I can make something happen.
Tyler, your series win this season was a little tighter than years past for you. Talk about your season-long battle coming down to the end with Bari.
Yeah, got to give credit where it's due. Bari's a fierce competitor, an awesome driver, but, we definitely had our trials and tribulations this year. Blowing a motor in Jacksonville in round one against Chris Kohler was a big setback. I think that's where we lost the series lead at first. And then I think I had 8 weeks in a row where I didn't do a freestyle without the rear steer hung up one way or the other. So, I think that speaks volumes about my team that, me and Matt have. Matt getting that truck back running every time that it was down, and really persevering in the end and taking home that win was a big deal. So yeah, it was a lot tighter, but it was kind of fun being that tight for once, and not for once, but with Bari it was a good battle, and I enjoyed the pressure that was on there at the end. Pittsburgh, I think we went into that event and I had a 1 point lead over Bari, so it was rolling the dice kind of night. So it was awesome, and you know what? As always, thanks to Monster Jam and Dennis Anderson for always putting me behind the wheel of that Gravedigger truck, and thanks to our awesome fans as well. Thank you guys.
Blake Ranger, you also made history this year. What does being the first dual champion in Monster Jam history mean to you?
It means a lot. When you see legends like Tom and Dennis and even all the Andersons, they have so many accolades that they've built over the years, and there's not many things you can do in this sport to become the first person to ever do it. So to be able to have that opportunity to put my name in the books with them and to get to the World Finals, it's a dream come true. We all battle for this moment all year, fighting to take a championship to get that bid to the World Finals, and to be able to do it 2 years in a row internationally, traveling the world, and then to back it up in an arena series. I've been doing arenas for 7 years now, maybe 8, and was never able to close the door. And I wish I could have done it in Max D, but never would have thought I'd have done it in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And hats off to the fans. You go out week in and week out, and you have the fan support driving this truck, and it's something that definitely helps you win a championship. And it was one of the best years that I could say I've had in a long time, and I appreciate it. It's been a great year.
You make polka dots look cool, though, man.
Hey, definitely. You got to own it.
Very nice. Weston, we have a fan question for you, and I promise I did not submit this, all right? But after winning 4 consecutive series championships, is is this the year you finally win your first World Finals championship?
Oh, man, that's not a loaded question at all, huh, Scott? No, maybe. I don't know, man. It all depends on how I could do behind the wheel. I got to keep myself out of my own head. I don't care what the person's doing in the other lane or how big the jump is that I'm about to hit. I need to stay out of my own head, run my runs. I know that I have the best of the best in the back. Chandler West, Billy Crow, those guys are going to keep that truck 110% all weekend long, and I know that for sure. So I'm going to go out there, run my runs, and I'm going to learn if I do bad, and if I do good, I'm going to be a hero.
Nice. I like that. Tyler, do you feel any pressure at all as a reigning freestyle champion to go back-to-back?
Yeah, honestly, no. After winning last year, it kind of takes the pressure off a little bit, I feel like. So not that I'm letting off the gas and just going to go out there and drive around on Saturday night when I freestyle, but you know what? It's, the pressure's off. I got my freestyle world championship now, so I don't have as much pressure on getting that anymore.
Blake Rager, yesterday you guys had a chance to practice on the track. Can you talk a little bit to our fans about your thoughts on the racing track and any concerns going up into the stands?
Actually going up into the stands is probably my favorite part of the track. With my motocross background, that truck relates so well. Going through that berm, almost feel like I'm back on a quad, which I've done for 30 years of my life. So it's actually an amazing World Finals track. I don't think we could ask for a better track. It's going to be super competitive. Both lanes are pretty even, which is going to make for great racing, and I think it's a great design, and I'm super excited to get out there and try to win a world championship.
John, we have a double question for you from the fans, wanting to know what the transfer is like for you from arenas to stadiums, and what are your goals here this weekend at World Finals?
Jumping from the arenas going into the stadium here, this isn't like any other stadium event. This is World Finals, so the racing ramps are bigger, the freestyle ramps are even bigger, so it's going to be a big switch up. I'm feeling really good from practice, but I still don't even really know what to expect, and going in to see for what I can pull off as far as goals. I don't know, the race was to win the series and get in, and that was my goal, so whatever happens now this weekend is like the icing on the cake for me.
Tristan, you have made it to back-to-back racing finals, winning 2 years ago, losing to Zach Garner 1 year ago. What is your game plan this year to take home the trophy and win your second JCB racing title?
It'd be a thrill to hold up another JCB racing trophy. That would be awesome because I don't have a JCB racing trophy yet. But no, last year I honestly was not in my head whatsoever until I got to that line with Zach Garner, and I thought, man, what a moment. Second generation drivers were head to head, and then I saw the banner and it said finals, and that's when I lost it. And I did that too with my buddy Camden when we were in Nashville. You get to that final, it's a huge moment, but the emotions, especially like right now, man, it'd be awesome.
I think you're in a good place, my man. You got this. Everybody give it up for Tristan England, all right? We got this. Why do I always make you cry, man? I can't talk to you anymore.
It's that suit you got on.
All right, Weston, final question. You're competing this year in the Red Primer version of Gravedigger, throwing it back to the original look. What is the significance of driving that truck for you?
Man, it's awesome. Not only do I look like my dad whenever he was driving that truck, but that's where I started. I started right in the mud in Bog Hog, Kingsling, and it's where Dad started all the way back in 1981. He was laying the law down back in the day with his mullet and hanging an arm out the door. So hopefully I could do the same thing this weekend. I know the truck is going to look sweet. It's probably not going to look sweet by the end of the weekend. It's probably going to be crashed up, but you know what? That's what we came here to do at the World Finals. You can't come out here and tone it down at this event. You got to run as hard as you can, and I'm going to try and kick it back to the 1980s version of Dennis Anderson, and we're going to go out there and lay the law down.
Once again, congratulations to all of our series champions. Let's hear it for Blake Ranger, Tyler Menninga, Tristan England, Weston Anderson, and John Zimmer Jr. This year's Monster Jam World Finals main event competitors will battle it out in JCB Racing and BKT Freestyle, beginning with racing qualifying this evening, which will set the bracket for Friday and Saturday's competitions. Our drivers will go head-to-head on a new track for Monster Jam World Finals, one that will take them into the stands twice. Tonight will also feature a last chance qualifier competition where 12 Monster Jam athletes will compete for that final spot in racing and freestyle. Now, unfortunately, Jamie Sullivan will not be able to compete this weekend, which means we will now have 2 spots to fill in the main event. Because of this, we are restructuring how the last chance qualifier will work. Our 2 semifinals will now turn into main events, with the winner of each race getting a bid to Monster Jam World Finals to compete in racing and freestyle. This field is stacked with world-class athletes, and I'd like to welcome some more to the stage. Please welcome 5-time Monster Jam World Finals champion Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, the legend. Can't have one without the other. Let's welcome 4-time Monster Jam World Finals champion Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Your inaugural Monster Jam World Finals high jump champion Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Reigning Monster Jam World Finals JCB Racing champion Zach Gardner Wildside. Utah native and owner of Team Throttle Monster Mike Christensen Vendetta. Fighting it out in the last chance qualifier for one of the 2 final spots, making his World Finals debut. Please welcome Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco, Stars and Stripes. Gentlemen, ladies, thank you for joining us here. Welcome to World Finals Weekend. Adam, we're going to start with you. You're competing this year in Gravedigger, the legend, the truck you won your back-to-back Monster Jam World Finals Racing Championships in 2013 and 2014. What does it mean to you to bring back the silver and blue and be back in Gravedigger, the legend?
You know, it is pretty awesome to win those championships, to have all that. It was the start to my career. It was basically my path to where I'm at now. And honestly, I think a majority of the drivers in here, they were kids watching me drive that truck and win those championships. So now I'm here like this. I'm going, oh, God, now I know how my dad and Tom felt for me being behind them. I get it, guys. I'm sorry. But it's unbelievable, man, to come back to bring what Gravedigger started out as, what my career started out as, and I can only hope for the best. I never do extra practice passes. I did extra ones, and I wrecked really bad yesterday, so it's looking good for us this weekend.
Great. I love the confidence, man. Cynthia, you were out on maternity leave last year, so what has it been like returning to competition this year at World Finals?
It was not an easy decision to put a pause on my career with Monster Jam to start my family, but you know what? It was the best decision. This year I had my daughter on the side of the track, and I have a reason now to bring the trophy, like a bigger reason, and it's been great, you know, and now I have the mom power, and I feel great, and I show that, you know, woman can do it. We could have a family, we can be a mom, but I can also be a Monster Jam athlete, so it's been awesome.
Zach, we have a fan question for you, similar to Tyler's. As the reigning defending JCB Racing World Finals champion, do you feel any pressure on you to repeat as champion this year?
You know, honestly, there's a ton of pressure, but I'm going to try not to let it get to me. But, you know, after all year long, not being able to race my way of a wet paper sack, it seemed like getting taken out first round every weekend up till we got to L.A., I was like, man, maybe just make my year for racing. But you know what? We kind of shined in freestyle, so either way, we're going to come out here, have some fun, and hopefully see if we can back it up a little bit this year.
Mike Christensen, thank you for welcoming us into your home state, man. We appreciate it. You've been a great host.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I do want to ask you, though, having the biggest event here in your home state, not too far from where your shop is what does that special feeling mean to you?
I don't know if it's a special feeling or if it just adds more pressure to what we are wanting to do. Me and Jim Kohler talked about this a couple weeks ago. Whenever we do a show in our home state, it either goes really well or really bad. So yesterday started out really, really bad for me. So hopefully we can actually make it an entire pass in our LCQ. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. So we got a bunch of friends and family and sponsors, so we only live in 30 minutes up the road. We just want to make sure that we represent ourselves, our brand, our team, and our state. That's, you know, probably one of the best states to live in right here in Utah to our best or to our full ability. So we're ready. We're ready to kick some butt.
Ryan Anderson, you were the only driver competing in all 4 competitions this year. Does that bring any added pressure? And if you could only win one, which one would it be?
Well, actually, I didn't even know that until just now. I've tried to be nonchalant about this event.
Sorry, strike that from the record.
Thanks for the jump scare there. All right, so, yeah, I'm competing in all 4 events, which is amazing to me because I've done a lot of cool things in the Monster Jam truck, and I kind of am only good at doing Monster Jam truck stuff. I'm not good at anything else. So I'm glad to be in all four so I can hopefully get a good swing at something. Racing is going to be awesome. I had a lot of fun yesterday. The embankment up on the stadium, thank you to the stadium for letting us put a track on top of your stadium. That is awesome. So I'd love to win that. Skills competition, I feel that one's like my baby. Me and Cody Saucier, a couple other drivers, kind of created that. So that one's really important to me too, but at the same time, there's a lot of these youngins that are a lot better than me at that. So we'll see. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm not going to go for something I know I can do. I'm going to go for something that I probably won't get, but if I do get it, it'll probably win something. The high jump competition, that one's one of my favorites because it just skies out. I'm looking down on you fans for a change from up so high in the air off this crazy metal ramp. It's a lot more to it than what you see. Hitting that metal ramp is so aggressive and abrupt in a Monster Jam truck, 12,000 pounds from 80 feet back, 1,500 horsepower, and you're not letting out until you're in the air. It is wild. Within having to pitch that truck, level out because it's the lowest point of your back tire. Not easy to do, but super awesome when you achieve it right. But without a doubt, my all-time favorite, my dad created this event, Monster Jam Freestyle. That's where everybody better get back because I've got the whole track to myself. I'm going to go absolutely insane. I'm not stopping till the truck stops. I'm going as crazy as possible. Huge air, crashes, backflips. Who knows what's going to happen? I know I don't, but I'm super excited about it. So if there's an event that I want to win, without a doubt, as always, as Andy Anderson would say, Monster Jam Freestyle, baby. That's what I'm here to do.
Now, I asked you for one, but thank you for detailing all four for us, man. We appreciate it. Fernando, you're making your World Finals debut in the Last Chance qualifier. A fan is wondering, what is your strategy for navigating this new track?
Yeah, it's no secret that I care about Monster Jam a lot and monster trucks a lot. So to be out on that the track yesterday for practice, it meant a lot. And I had a moment where I was like, dude, you got to relax because the super fan in you is coming out crazy. I was the kid watching Adam, do his race passes. Cole Vennard was his crew chief at the time, and that's the guy I was behind in intros. So it was all a full circle moment. But in that same moment, I was like, yeah, you got to calm down, dude, because you got to hit this race pass and you got to do well. And at a certain point, you kind of stop doing this for you. This was my dream. It's always been my dream. But I know I have a family. I got fans back home. I got friends that are supporting me. So I feel all that weight. I just got to get out of my head. I didn't get here by laying down, by backing down. I didn't come this far just to come this far. I want to win LCQ, and that's the goal, man. Just get out of my head, and I think we can do it.
You feel old now?
Stop. I get it.
Cynthia, you won your very first high jump competition back in 2019, the first in history. What would it mean for you to take home either a racing or freestyle win here?
That was probably one of my highlights in my Monster Jam career, to win that title and to be the first one. And I definitely would love to be part of the history and win another, Monster Jam freestyle or racing. Racing is definitely the one I really want so bad. This year I got my first racing victory in the stadium, so I'm looking for it. And I have so much fun on that track. Yesterday I was like a little kid in my truck just going up that burn, so I cannot wait.
Zach, we all remember your dad's epic reaction when you won. I think he's still crying, actually, from that win. But what has his support meant to you in your career?
You know what? Always growing up, I always just wanted to make him proud and kind of follow in his footsteps. I always started off in a junior dragster, then I got into racing quads and everything. And then he's like, you know what? You want to drive a monster truck? I was like, I guess. And then, here we are now. And 6 years later, we're still rocking it, having a lot of fun doing it. But having his support, even his checkbook back at home, it's pretty nice because, I wasn't very nice to it this year on the parts and everything. But seeing his smile, just seeing him happy that, we're out here doing it together, just having fun, that means the world to me.
Let's keep it in the family and move to the Andersons. Ryan, you are one World Finals championship win away from tying this gentleman to our right here, your big brother Adam. Does that weigh on you at all? Is that a goal for you this weekend to try to tie or even beat your brother in World Finals wins?
Yes, on the surface, but no, truthfully, because I'm here to have a good time, and I want to make sure that I do something insanely crazy in the truck that everybody remembers. So if that entails bringing home a championship, absolutely, that's awesome. That would be the peak. But my main goal is just to come out here and go wild as I can for the fans so they get their money's worth and have a good time and make sure they come back to Monster Jam next year. But if I can tie out Big Brother, it would be pretty sweet. I could bring that home. Well, I say that. My little sister, if she won something, it'd be on the marquee boards at home. They make a big deal about that. So if she gets something, it'll probably make a bigger deal than me tying up Big Brother's 5.
So she gets the marquee mantle spot.
Yeah. They're all like, yeah, good job, Ryan. And Kristen gets the whole marquee and the welcoming committee, the parade.
Yeah. All right. Fernando, I'm going to put you on the spot here. A lot of your last chance qualifier competitors are sitting in this room. Who do you think is your biggest competition to win the LCQ and enter the main field?
That's a good question. In my motorsports career, I kind of consider myself as I'm a baby. You know, I'm an infant. This is all the motorsports I got. Nothing else besides this. And in that short time, I've learned that it doesn't really matter who you think the biggest competition is, because you just got to focus on yourself, man. Take it race by race, take it turn by turn, and that's not to knock anybody who's in this LCQ lineup, dude. Like, there's a lot of hard hitters out here, but I got to be the hardest hitter. You know what I mean? And that's the goal.
Yeah, I'm going to need a name, Fernando. Who is your biggest competition in the LCQ?
Right now, it's Scott Jordan, because he's putting me on the spot. But
I don't beat around the bush here. All right, we'll let you go. Mike, the LCQ lineup is a mix of rookies and younger drivers, plus veterans like yourself and John Zimmer Sr. Do you think your experience does give you an edge over some others in the group?
Well, I think the cool thing about me and John Zimmer Sr. is when we were kids watching Adam drive, we got a lot of pointers that we can choose from. And, you know, we can just kind of base our knowledge of what Adam's taught us, you know, us growing up. So the cool thing about it with me and John is we have so much experience on total different tracks inside and outside of Monster Jam. So I think it's going to play an advantage for us and help in our benefit. We just got to make sure that, you know, we still do our job and drive the truck and hit all of our points and make sure we do what we need to do behind the wheel. So I'm excited. Hopefully everything works out in our favor. And, you know, thanks, Adam, for all your wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah. That leads me to my next question. Adam, I was 5 when you won your first World Finals championship. No. Let's talk about the racing track for you. It's epic. We previewed it. It's got that berm turn. You're going to go around twice. One of our fans would like to know, what is your ideal track design?
My ideal one I win on, and that was from a long time ago. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, it's something like this. I like it where it's different, where it's changed. We're utilizing more than this floor. We're using the entire stadium for this track, which is unbelievable to me, and it's exciting. It's different. I may not be the best. I may not have the cleanest passes, but to be able to compete on a track like this, I do want to win because I am so much older than everybody else, except for Mike is older than me. Aren't you? No, he's not.
No, I'm not.
But anyways, you know, it's just a good, clean track that everybody can be competitive on. And it's not like you're just going to be the other guy. You're not just surpassing the other competitor. Tight finishes, so it's on the edge. Everybody's on the edge of their seat to see who's going to take that win.
And there is a 4th of July related fan question for you. Is what is your favorite food to eat, hot dog or burgers on 4th of July weekend?
Dude, are you kidding me? You got to get both. You just don't tell anybody when you go for round 2.
Strategy. Let's hear it for our World Finals competitors. This weekend, we'll see big action on the track as 8 athletes compete on Friday in the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Championship, and another 8 battle out for the Lucas Oil High Jump competition on Saturday. Please welcome some additional competitors in those events. Reigning Monster Jam World Finals Two-Wheel Skills Champion Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Reigning Monster Jam World Finals High Jump Champion Colt Stevens Thunderoris. Last year's Entertainer of the Year, 2-time Donut World Record holder, Bari Musauer Zombie. 2024 Super Glue Wow Factor of the Year award winner, Camden Murphy Classroom Crusher. 2-time Monster Jam World Finals champion, the only competitor that has competed in every single Monster Jam World Finals in history, Jim Kohler, Avenger. Welcome to World Finals. Welcome to Salt Lake City. Armando, we're going to start with you. You dominated the Two-Wheel Skills competition last year in LA. Does that put any pressure on you to try something new this year?
Yeah, you know what? Yesterday in practice didn't go as planned. I was going to try something different, and it just didn't work out. So we have to go back to the drawing board and kind of figure something out. But you know, we got something in mind. You almost kind of want to replicate what I did last year. Would be cool. But I mean, honestly, I really don't think of anything that's hasn't been done already. It's so tough to say because, it's kind of crazy. When Ryan and Cody were starting to do these moonwalks and stuff in the beginning, I just knew the game was going to, be completely changed. And it's just crazy to see what the sport has come to nowadays. And, we're always pushing the limits on these trucks. We're doing things with these things that they're not meant to do. So, it's just cool to see, to be able to take that championship last year in hometown in LA. It meant a lot to me because I grew up watching this as a kid. I went to my very first show when I was 6 years old. And, to be behind such a big platform like Monster Jam, being, one of the few Hispanics in this industry, it means a lot to me, and I always, have my guard with me, and I drive with my heart and just make the best of it, man. So we'll see. There's a lot of tough competitors in that competition. It's always evolving, so I'm ready for it tomorrow.
Well, let's move to the other reigning defending champion, Cole Stevens. You're reigning high jump champion. You also won freestyle back in 2023. What would it mean to you to go back to back to back and take home another Monster Jam World Finals championship?
Man, it would be absolutely awesome. We debuted this truck 3 years ago, and to come away with a championship every single year would be epic. Not only that, I got some stuff going on back home. I thought I wasn't even going to make it this year, and last minute, the twins actually decided they weren't going to come for World Finals. They're going to stay home with their mom. So hopefully we can come away. I want to bring some hardware home for them. We've had a good year. We've had some great World Finals runs. Hopefully we can do something here and bring home the hardware again for the twin boys.
Or you had a season-long battle with Tyler Menninga coming just close to a series championship. So with that battle now in your rearview mirror, what would it mean for you to win your first Monster Jam World Finals championship?
Oh, man, it'd be awesome. It's been a long time coming here to be back at the World Finals. It's great. And to be at a venue like this, and Ryan touched on it, to let us actually put dirt in their stands. That's pretty amazing. And we've got a pretty awesome track to show for it. So I'm excited to be here, man. And it's great to be back here with all the friends and peers and fellow competitors. And I'm ready to get to it.
We will get to see a school bus fly here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. So Camden Murphy, tell us about your preparation going into Saturday's high jump.
Man, I think Ryan kind of hit it on the nose pretty well there. It's actually a lot trickier than you think. I mean, even though it's a straight line hitting a ramp, but there's a lot more involved after you hit the ramp of trying to throttle through, but then also hit the brakes at the right time to get those back tires up, because that is, again, where that measurement's going to be hit. So I think a lot of the prep work really happens off the track. My crew chief Shane George worked so hard for the last month or so here, since we haven't been on a tour here, that being able to just kind of make sure that truck's 110%. So a lot of that prep work goes there, just making sure that truck's running good and hopefully sky that school bus high.
The Lucas Oil High Jump is tailor-made for a 7-time Extreme Air Award winner. Jim, what can we expect from Mr. Excitement in the Lucas Oil High Jump?
Coming out here to Utah is pretty awesome. Monster Jam decided to move the World Finals around to different places and get different parts of the country, which is totally great. I think it's like the pinnacle of what the sport should be. It's going to be crazy. I still feel the rush for 24 years of coming to the World Finals. The excitement, the adrenaline is still flowing through my veins. Everything is totally awesome out here. The fact that they do let us run up into the stands is totally awesome. It's going to be a great show. We are going to rock this place. I can't wait to tear it in half. We'll see what happens.
Cole, as you know, Monster Jam began live streaming all events on YouTube and our FAST channels. Does knowing there's going to be more eyes than ever on you on this marquee event add any pressure?
No, there's no pressure this year. Pressure's on my wife back home. So I'm just here to have some fun. The track's awesome. We've got a great group of competitors here. I feel good this year, so I don't feel any pressure. I'm glad that everybody's able to watch. I think that's super awesome. The people that can't make it, I think that Monster Jam added this is absolutely epic, and it's going to be great for everybody. I think it's going to be great for the sport, and I just can't wait. I mean, we got a good events going on, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Armando, we have a fan question for you, asking how you practice for a two-wheel skills competition. Is there use of a simulator, or just trying new tricks throughout the season to get here? How do you do it?
Honestly, I don't have a sim. I feel like everybody else has a sim but myself. I really don't get to practice things. This year I got the call up to move to stadiums, and this is my 9th year with Monster Jam. So the last 8 years I've been competing inside arenas where we get constant seat time, and you have sometimes 4 shows, maybe 5 events in a weekend, and you have that extra time to kind of practice, which get more comfortable. But now that I was on a stadium, really didn't get to practice. We maybe have 1 or 2 hits, and that's it. So I don't have a sim. I need to get with Camden over there. That's got a sim,
I have a
company
sim.
over there. Shout out. Okay, maybe you can get me one. So, well, yeah, but I really don't practice. It's kind of just a feel in the moment, but it's also kind of just being confident within yourself and just kind of going through the emotions and trying to talk to yourself and have that communication with your crew guy. And shout out to Daniel Lopez. He kind of walks me through it and lets me know if I'm straight, so I'm able to do certain things. But man, I'm just super excited. I can't wait for tomorrow. I guess just let the best man or female win tomorrow.
It worked out for you great last year and so far. Camden, you've been assisting the professor of Monster Jam University, Tom Mintz, with training incoming athletes. What's it like competing against them at the biggest event of the year?
Well, first things first, I don't think I'd ever thought growing up I'd spend that much time with Tom Mintz. And so that's just been a blast in itself. But I'm still learning every single day. Honestly, I learn almost every single day at MJU too. But it's so cool to be a part of that. It's such an honor to be a part of that, to see where the sport's growing and see how it's growing, and just to be a part of that and try to help your other competitors. Don't get me wrong, I'm a competitor at heart, and I want to win just as much as everybody else. But at the same time, I want to see this sport grow, and I want to see the sport excel and continue to put on a great event for all these Monster Jam fans that are out here and everybody watching at home. So that's what it's all about. We're just as big as it gets here at Monster Jam. So we're trying to get bigger and better every single year, and to be a part of MJU and working with alongside Tom Mintz, one of the best drivers to ever do it, is pretty cool. So there's a lot to come with the future of the sport.
Bari, how does your RC background come into play when it comes to Monster Jam World Finals?
Oh man, it's come full circle for me. We have our partnership with Losi, and they actually have the Losi World Championships in the pit party with the RC crew that I've kind of been able to assemble over the years. So it's pretty special to see that full circle moment come to fruition in the pit party. I've got a whole crew of guys and girls out there that are going to put on an event for the Monster Jam World Finals pit party. So to be able to see that and, to be able to say that that's my background, that I came from that realm of that hobby, is truly special for me because, it's kind of sets an example for kids growing up that you can follow your dreams and truly achieve, those dreams at a high level. So we've been here 14 seasons and we're going to keep going, man. It's something I love. It's my passion. At 6 years old, I knew this is what I wanted to do. Didn't know how I was going to get there, but, thanks for Feld Entertainment and Monster Jam to be able to provide that opportunity that I had to earn. It's just, I can't really say enough about it.
Jim, what does it mean to you to be the driver that has competed in most Monster Jam World Finals events in history?
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty epic. I know that like Adam might, if he keeps, running into his 90s, he might actually surpass me. I'm not sure. But, it's been great. It's awesome to see the second generation, having my son out here running with me for the seasons, and just being a part of Monster Jam has been awesome. The World Finals is like, I know we can't say it's a Super Bowl of motorsports, but it is the best.
You said it.
I didn't say it. It's awesome. You know what I mean? It's the biggest show on earth. We are as big as it gets, whatever trademark statement you want to say, and to be a part of that right along and to watch it evolve all the way through. And when I ran with Tom and Dennis back in the day, to watch those guys and to be like, I gotta take these guys down. I gotta win this thing. I gotta do something, and actually win one was awesome. And then you get into these new kids that are doing these crazy tricks and all this wildness. Just to see the elevation and the evolution of this whole sport is tremendous. And to be a part of it along this whole way is totally awesome. It's one of the greatest experiences ever. I love everybody out here, man, and I can't wait for this weekend because Mr. Excitement is in the house, and it's gonna be epic.
I love that. There's one other driver I'd like to hear from, MJ Solorio, Toro Loco. Please make your way to the stage. MJ, how you feeling, man? Pretty good?
Yeah.
I'd like to officially welcome you to the field of the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Competition. Congratulations. So that being said, you were down here blowing bubbles, not listening to a word any of these folks.
I was listening, don't worry.
Now you're in the competition, my friend. You're going to be out there competing. How you feeling now? You've made it, my friend. You're there. You're one of the A competitors. So talk about your emotions right now.
This is awesome. It's kind of like the one of like a draft pick, really. I was just sitting there hanging out with Chris and Brandon, and now I'm up here talking competitor in the two-wheel skills competition. So I'm just ready to go out there and show everyone what I can do. I learned a lot this year from Blake on Arena Series East. He's one of the best on the two BKT tires, and to be able to learn from him, Kristen, Tony, everyone we had on our series to be able to come out. I believe we had the second most two-wheel skills win in our series this year. So now it's just time to take it to the big show and have some fun.
Let's talk about preparation for you. You just found out in this moment that you're competing. So what happens now for you? Is it immediate going out and try to figure out what you're going to do?
It's awesome. Last night during practice, I was actually able to go and make a couple practice hits for two-wheel skills because before this, I was just an alternate. So if something happened with another one of the competitors, I would get tagged in to come out here and compete. But now I was luckily able to get those practice passes in. Track was a little slick yesterday and dusty during practice, so who knows what it's going to change into this weekend, but I'm just ready to go out there and have fun. We're rocking that brand new yellow, old school El Toro Loco body this weekend, so I'm ready to bring that back and hopefully put it in the winner's circle.
Well, congratulations. Please make some noise at MJ Solorio, Camden Murphy, Cole Stevens, Armando Castro, Barry Musauer, and Jim Kohler, our skills and high jump competitors. Monster Jam revealed the newest truck to the fleet. Let's take a look at the video. The full-throttle, ramp-smashing powerhouses of Monster Jam and Tech Deck have come together to launch Team Spin Master's newest truck. So please welcome to the stage the driver of the brand new Tech Deck Rec Deck Monster Jam truck, Bryce Kenny. Bryce, you've been a very busy man over the last couple of weeks, but congratulations on your new ride. Tell us what it's like when you first got the call to drive a new truck inspired by the fearless world of skateboarding.
Yeah, it was incredibly special because honestly, there for a minute, I kind of thought I was done. Like I kind of considered hanging it up and, even made some phone calls saying, hey, thanks for a great chapter of life. And this was just something to remember. And then when I got the call for this truck, it was so cool to think about starting the truck from scratch, right? It was a brand new concept, brand new IP. And the more they talked about it, I did have a lot of questions at first, especially when I heard, hey, Spin Master, Tech Deck, they want it to look like a skateboard. I said, how's that going to work, right? And so we had a lot of questions, but man, I was so incredibly pleased with how it turned out. It looks so awesome. It really does. And I know the fans are going to love it in person. And the chance to kind of shift gears and to start a brand new chapter with such an incredible brand, it's really, really special as a driver.
Well, you were busy last weekend at X Games, right?
Yeah.
The big truck debut. What was that experience like for you to be there?
Oh, that was really cool. So it's the first time I'd ever been to X Games, and to see the collaboration between Monster Jam and, arguably the pinnacle of extreme sports when it comes to the skateboard world and the BMX world. And man, they loved it. And so, they use the term shred a lot historically. I've heard that's a cringe word. I don't know if that's true or not. I might use it a little bit. But I can tell you this, they may historically be used to using that word, but we're going to embody it with this Rec Deck truck because I don't plan on that body staying on the truck very much. We're going to shred every piece we can on this machine.
Are you going to do it with like a gnarly skateboard accent?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, we can figure that out.
Figure that out.
Yeah,
right
you
now,
got to match me though, you and I.
We'll do it together.
Okay.
Right now, we're going to treat our fans to a special look at the making of Tech Deck Rec Deck.
Tech Deck isn't just a toy, it's a fingerboard, built to scale. Dialed in with real grip, turning trucks, and authentic graphics from legit skate brands. Since the early 2000s, Tech Deck has redefined how fans connect to skate culture. Tricks got sharper, collecting got serious, and a new sport was born right on the tabletop. Now that same culture is going big, real big.
We at Spin Master are thrilled to be introducing the Tech Deck Rec Deck truck. This incredible collaboration with our partners at Monster Jam brings together the DNA of Monster Jam with the fun and excitement and everything that goes along with Tech Deck and skateboarding.
When Spin Master pitched the idea of having a tech deck Monster Jam truck, we were very excited. My first thoughts were skateboards are pretty minimalistic as far as, a body is concerned. You would think you would just be able to slap a board onto a chassis and make it work, but sight lines are huge. Making sure the truck can last, making it look like a real skateboard when it comes to life was very important.
One of the things that Spin Master helped us with tremendously is understanding the key elements. Those trucks, bushings, axles, bearings. You really get the feel for a life-size skateboard.
Spin Master and Tech Deck were very important in the design of making this truck come to life. We could have gone a bunch of different directions with skateboards. The traditional skateboard that has lips on the front and back was one of the original designs. They were able to work with us and make a design that mimicked more of an old school skateboard that didn't have the lip on the front, that actually opened up more sight lines.
In bringing one of these new IPs to life, it's really just a lot of times a pencil sketch. It's not a lot of detail, it's a lot of images, renderings, and then that graduates into 3D modeling. Now it's time to bring in the other elements that will make you recognize the vehicle. That's all the paint, the graphics, even sometimes accessories. All those things come into play to finalize the build.
Bryce Kinney is such a great fit for Tech Deck Rec Deck. He has big air, skills, momentum in racing, all the things that relate to an actual skateboard.
From pocket-sized boards to full-throttle chaos, Tech Deck just pulled off its biggest trick yet.
You have some new toys to
Yeah.
play with while you're up
Yeah,
here.
thankfully.
These iconic Tech Deck toys have been available since the 90s, which ironically was when Adam Anderson was driving for 20 years. How do you think fans will react to it being brought to life as a 12,000-pound truck?
It's going to be a pretty remarkable thing to watch, because the parallels between the skateboard world and Monster Jam, and then also the Tech Deck toys, like I grew up on those things. So the fact that we get to come out here and just, make a name for the Rec Deck brand and the Tech Deck team, like they're really excited about it as well. The fans, I'm telling you, when you see this truck in person, you see it from the stands looking down, it's got the grip tape look and all the cool designs. They're going to love it. But the coolest thing that we keep talking about are when those moments happen on social media, maybe a cool move or something that actually looks like a skateboard move. Those are those moments that I think as a fan, they're going to say, man, that Rec Deck truck is here to stay. And I'm just so thrilled. I get to be the one to pilot this thing. That's incredible. I'm pumped about it.
It's pretty awesome, man. It's a 12,000-pound skateboard truck. It's like a dream come true.
Exactly. Yeah, now we got to do kick flips and nollies and all that. So we got to come up with its own move, too. We're going to figure that out.
Well, you will be competing this weekend in Monster Mud, but announcing here for the first time, you will also be behind the wheel of Tech Deck Rec Deck for one of two stunts happening this weekend. Now we're going to welcome the driver of this weekend's other stunt. Please welcome back Tristan England. Tell us a little bit about this epic stunt that is based on Spin Master's upcoming Smash and Bash Smashbot playset.
Well, not only do I get to do the stunt, but I get to take one of these playsets home and crash, and I get to play in the living room. So, I'm pretty stoked about that. And, it's not the easiest thing, kind of like the guys were talking about high jump earlier. It is a straight shot. It is a big jump, but I'm jumping through this Smashbot, so I didn't know too much about it, honestly, the Smashbot part of it, until a few weeks ago. So my nerves were pretty high, and then I got here and we talked it out, talked to Dan Allen and Jamie Dalsing and everyone in the back, especially Tom Mintz. But this stunt, it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be awesome for JCB and myself.
Playset looks awesome, and now we're going to treat our fans to a look behind the scenes at the making of the Spin Master Smashbot playset.
And here comes Stunt Truck, big air right out of the tunnel. Welcome to World Finals.
So at Monster Jam World Finals, stunts have really revolutionized what we do. It's become some of the most viral moments in Monster Jam history, and really it's helped us grow as a sport. One of the stunts at this year's Monster Jam World Finals is the JCB Digatron Smashbot stunt. So the origination of this stunt really came from the toy itself. We're really excited that Spin Master was able to create this toy and brought it to our attention.
So I draw a lot of inspiration from anime and games. Like I really like big robots and mecha. Smashbot came to life because I wanted a big spectacular battle with a giant robot, and I thought it would be a cool idea if JCB truck smashed into it and crashed in a spectacular way. We went through multiple iterations just because we wanted to make a really great toy.
What was really important in making this was making it look like the actual toy itself. Really, a lot went into making this a smashable object. So the engineering that had to go in to create a stable 40-foot tall robot that actually looked like the toy itself was absolutely hard to pull off. We were able to work with our in-house Feld Entertainment team and really be able to build this thing larger than life, but making it safe as well.
All right, guys, let's go.
So the planning for this started about a year ago. Our stunt committee gets together, we work with Tom Mentz trying to figure out what can go into the truck action, how we're going to test that part of it, but Tom's involvement is huge in figuring out how fast the truck needs to go, where it needs to reach its peak, and how it's going to safely get through the stunt and pull it off.
You know, every part of the stunt has to be calculated perfectly, but yet be super safe. And the cool part about it is I wanted to know who the driver was going to be. And when they told me it'd be Tristan, I thought that's perfect.
Going in to do a stunt is nerve-wracking. It seems like a lot of pressure to go in and do a stunt in front of all these thousands of people. I'm really excited about this stunt. It'll be my first one, but the practice is what was even more fun about this whole thing.
To see him on that ramp get so much air, it really, really impressed me. It's going to be the execution of where JCB, Digatron, and Tristan need to land to take the Smashbot down.
With this stunt, it really shows what we're able to build. The stunt itself is going to be absolutely epic. We're extending the limits of what we've done, what we can do, and what we're going to see in the future. This JCB Digatron Smashbot is going to be something you have to see live.
It's amazing to see that play set created larger than life for our larger than life Monster Jam truck. So Tristan, what was the preparation like gearing up for Saturday's stunt, which will feature the JCB 80th anniversary Digatron?
Well, you know, I first got my eyes on most of the actual play set pieces that we're going to have out here for this stunt, and they are larger than life. And we say at Monster Jam, it's as big as it gets. And I'm going to show you guys that this stunt is going to be the next big one. But this is just a stepping stone, I think. I think we're just going to keep stepping it up from here. I mean, we saw crazy stunts in the past with Mr. Tom Mentz, and it's going to be very hard to top those feats. But I believe, like I said, this is just a touch of what is to come for the future.
Bryce, the Friday night stunt has been shrouded in mystery. What can you tell us about what fans will see when you kick off Monster Jam World Finals tomorrow night?
Well, not a whole lot yet. I mean, I can tell you we've practiced it. I got to go up to MJU with Tom Mentz and really kind of just get comfortable with what the stunt's going to be, and it's a lot of fun. I can start there. But what I love so much about the Rec Deck brand is I believe that it embodies what Monster Jam is about. That is about innovation and changing the game. There may be imitators out there, but there's nobody setting the pace like Monster Jam does, and this stunt will explain exactly what that's going to look like. So I believe that this weekend, it's like a line in the sand. And the evolution, the innovation from here, and the things that when the places that this sport is going, I'm just so honored that I personally get to be part of that growth, that innovation and changing the game, and certainly that the Tech Deck Rec Deck truck's going to be here to stay.
I know you couldn't tell us very much about it, but we do have a little teaser
to
deliver the fans, if that's all right with
you. Good,
you.
yeah.
Take a look at this sneak peek of the Tech Deck Rec Deck mystery stunt.
I'm Tom Mentz, professor at Monster Jam University.
Tom Mentz, he goes up! Oh, he's got it!
At Monster Jam University in Paxton, we're simulating the stunt that's never been done before by me or any other Monster Jam driver. If you're coming to the World Finals, do not miss the opportunity to see the Tech Deck Rec Deck stunt. Is it going to be cool? We know so.
For those of you not attending Monster Jam World Finals in person, you'll have the chance to see both streamed live and on demand on Monster Jam's YouTube channel and on our FAST channels. Bryce, Tristan, best of luck to both of you here with your stunts and in competition at Monster Jam World Finals. While our fans attending Monster Jam World Finals will still score our competitors in two-wheel skills and freestyle competitions, Monster Jam has gathered a panel of expert judges whose collective scores will also be scoring our drivers. The 5 judges will each provide scores which will be averaged into one expert judge's total. New this year, in order to keep consistency with scoring across both nights of competition, the expert judges' score will count as 75% of a driver's score, with the remaining 25% coming from the fans inside the stadium. 3 of our judges have already been announced during our Monster Jam World Final selection show, including Utah native, star, creator, and producer of the Diesel Brothers Discovery Channel's hit show and 2019 Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, Heavy D. And announcing for the first time as one of this year's judges, please welcome to the stage current Monster Jam driver and second-generation driver, Michaela Toluchka. Also joining us today, 4-time Monster Jam World Finals champion, Monster Jam Hall of Fame member, and creator of Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson. And 14-time Monster Jam World Finals champion, the most decorated driver in history, Lifetime Achievement Award winner, and current professor of MJU, Tom Mintz. The final judge in this expert judging panel will be announced Friday during the pit party. Welcome to World Finals. Thanks for being here. Great lineup of expert judges here. Michaela, we are going to start with you. Talk about the responsibility that comes with now the new weighted system of contributing to someone becoming a Monster Jam World Finals champion.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely... Sorry, I'm a little short. Definitely way more nervous judging than actually driving because, you know, driving I can get in my own head. But now I have all these drivers that might hate me at the end. But I talked to a few drivers, and all they gave me is to be brutally honest. So good luck, guys.
Tom, you've trained many of these athletes at Monster Jam University. You've competed against many throughout your many years on the track. How do you go about staying impartial when scoring?
It's pretty easy for me. You know, I just love to see the passionate drivers. And, you know, I don't judge them by, you know, who they are or what they're driving. I look at their run. You know, that's what's really important for me. I mean, you cannot say that I'm not, you know, no way do I show any favoritism. Last year, I voted, you know, Gravedigger #1 in freestyle, and I voted Max D last in freestyle. So without a doubt, I'm looking for the best performance in the competitions. I'm not worried about who's driving it or what vehicle they're in.
Dennis, we have a question from the fans asking for you to explain in detail what makes a perfect freestyle run.
I don't know. It's really hard to say. I haven't been on the track since 2017 in a hardcore Monster Jam competition. But let me tell you right now, I watch every day, probably 3 hours of my time a day, scrolling across the phone and watching what everybody's doing. And to lay down a perfect freestyle, in my eyes, would be like a double, triple combination. It would be from like a sidewall save into a backflip, rebound into a moonwalk, okay? But it is so technical now, and everybody is so good at what they do. It's truly amazing. You know, I just, you know, we started back when we were just carnage drivers. We drove the truck until it stopped. That's not how it works today, and I realize that.
Tom, what will you be looking for from our Monster Jam drivers this weekend, specifically during our two-wheel skills competition?
You know, I'm looking for that viral moment. I'm looking for that never-before-seen move. There's a lot of talk going on back there. Who's doing what? How are they going to do something cooler, some new trick? That's what I want to see when it comes to two-wheel skills. I want to see something that's never happened before. I want to see it executed perfectly. I want to see that driver be so pumped. And that's going to be a moment that they'll never forget for the whole lifetime.
Dennis, this year's Monster Jam World Finals features 5 different Gravedigger paintouts. How does it feel seeing Red Primer competing here this weekend?
You know, when anybody says Red Primer, I got to say, Spin Master came out with the chrome red truck. That is my most favorite truck. And it's my most favorite because that's how it all got started. Me getting into a mouth fight with someone at this granary that I worked at with a few choice words. I told this young, smart aleck guy that I'll take that junk and I'll dig you a grave. And I took a can of spray paint and I put Gravedigger on the side of that old Red Primer truck. And we've been the Gravediggers ever since. So it's very, very touching for me to have that truck out here and for it to still be, you know, a part of the family and a part of what we do with Monster Jam. And for the fans to love it for as many years as they have is awesome.
Michaela, you are a part of a younger class of Monster Jam drivers, so how do you feel being up here with legends like Tom and Dennis?
And I feel like their little granddaughter over here. But my dad, you know, when I started, we went back and watched all his old tapes, and, you know, he could barely jump a car, and now I'm sitting next to my brother, and he's doing bicycles into wheelies, and I can't even imagine what's coming next with all his talent. And, you know, I definitely have to step up my game trying to compete with these brothers. And, you know, Wes Anderson, I was on tour with him, and I was just sitting in the truck with my eyes shut because I was like, just don't land on me, and hopefully those brakes work. So I expect a lot out of these good drivers. You know, this is World Finals. You know, I've only been in arenas and I've seen a lot, so I expect really, really high expectations for these drivers coming out here.
Tom, you and Dennis were rivals for the majority of your career. Any lingering hard feelings?
Absolutely, plenty of them, you know. I mean, we're friends and we're enemies, you know. I mean, I love him and I hate him, you know. I hated to lose to him, and I loved to beat him.
That makes sense. Dennis, anything you want to add?
Well, you know, Tom was he was the guy that was keeping us raising it to the next level, And what used to tick me off so bad is nobody talked about how many times I beat him before we got to the World Finals. We get to the World Finals, and he would cream me on that track, and I would hate it. But, you know, I did find out something just 4 weeks ago. I went to Tom's house for the first time in my life, and I spent the night with him. He's going to hate me when I tell you this, but you got to hear it. I have never met his mother, so we went by his mother's house. Sweetheart of a mom. House was just neat as a pin. I'm looking at Tom. Are we all right with our shoes on in here? Tom's like, don't worry about it. So we're sitting there, and his mother was such a sweetheart, and she told me a story I will never forget, and it would totally embarrass him. So we have been rivalries for however long we've been playing monster trucks. His mother said that when he was a young kid, he was a huge fan of mine, and he had posters of me in his bedroom. And Tom said, Mom, don't tell him that. And that is the truth.
Still do.
Tom, Dennis, Michaela, great to have you here as part of our expert judges. Please make some noise for our expert judging panel. Thank you. Monster Jam began partnering with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in 2019 and has continued to support them in their mission of finding cures, saving children. This year, Monster Jam pitted drivers head-to-head in a season-long fundraising challenge. Each driver has a donation poll, and the one who raises the most will be crowned St. Jude Ambassador of the Year, which will happen later today during the awards presentations happening during pit party and trackside. If you're not going to be on site, make sure you tune into the live stream to see who wins. Please welcome to the stage 3 drivers who have been on the leaderboard this season in alphabetical order: Kayla Blood, Jamie Garter, and Ashley Sanford. Kayla, let's start with you. You were one of the original Monster Jam St. Jude ambassadors when we launched this program back in 2019. Talk about how this partnership has developed since then.
Man, this partnership with St. Jude has been so phenomenal. A few years back, you know, several of us drivers got to go out to the facility to see St. Jude and to see the kids and these families, and it was just absolutely phenomenal what St. Jude is doing for these kids in this hard time. And just to talk to them and hear their stories, it makes you want to cry, you know, and to see what these kids are going through. But in that time, you know, when they're going through these things at St. Jude, they would actually sit there and draw things and just, you know, do different things to get their mind off the pain. And just a few years ago, we were able to recreate some of these drawings for this little kid named Calvin. And man, I still get choked up about it whenever it comes on the video board at events. And he had these drawings of all these smiley faces that he would feel in all these different days and all these different moments. And he never thought that it was a monster truck that he drew with all these smiley faces on it. And he never thought that this truck would actually ever come to life. And Monster Jam made that happen for him. They made the monster truck, they made the body, and brought him and his family out. And man, just to see what Monster Jam is doing for these kids and for these families, and to put that smile on his face and his family, it still makes me want to cry to this day. But it's been such a phenomenal partnership that we've had, and to have it throughout the years, on the arena tours, on the stadium tours, and to talk about it every event and bring notice to it. And, you know, we're helping these kids out, and like St. Jude, we won't stop till no kid dies for cancer. And, you know, Jamie and Ashley and each and every one of these ambassadors have been absolutely amazing. This year we've been able to compete kind of on tour, you know, just to bring more attention to it. And it's been really fun with Jamie. I'll let him talk more about that. But yeah, we're competing, and we said, you know, if I win in two-wheel skills, I get a higher score than you, then I got to give him money towards his St. Jude donation. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. Everyone's been able to donate towards each of their favorite drivers, but everything goes to St. Jude. So each and everything we do here for St. Jude is going to St. Jude in their cause, and it's been phenomenal.
And this year we also debuted rewards for donating to St. Jude. This weekend, fans who donated will be drawing drivers' qualifying positions, including your LCQ bracket spot later today during pit party, and one lucky donor will be presenting the St. Jude Ambassador of the Year trophy, perhaps to one of you. And today we're launching a new reward where fans can donate to receive one of the custom portraits that were painted earlier this season. Now, you and Weston painted portraits of each other, Ashley. So your artwork is going to be in the hands of a St. Jude donor. What does that mean to you?
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I'm just finding that out. I apologize. I am not the artiste. Weston, I think, did a pretty good job, but you know what? It was the memories. It was great. But getting to just be here and to be a St. Jude ambassador, I'm so grateful. It's my first year getting to be a St. Jude ambassador, and it's meant the world to me because I truly believe every single one of us, our most important job we'll ever have is giving back and helping others in need. And that's what St. Jude is all about. And they're doing it on such an epic scale. Even this year, it was really cool. Actually, one of my technicians, it's really near to our heart, cancer, because he went through leukemia when he was a teenager. And in Macon, Georgia, we got to meet a young boy who was recently a St. Jude survivor. And it was just the coolest experience getting to bring him down to the truck. He got to, you know, really get to know all the crew. And oh my gosh, I mean, I'm just getting chills and could cry thinking about it because that is what it's all about. And we get to share those experiences with the kids. And, you know, that's the happy side. But obviously, these kids are going through a lot, and it's really difficult. So, you know, put that all together. If we can make their days that much brighter, what we do here at Monster Jam, I think that's the coolest thing ever. I'm so grateful.
Jamie, you've also been very active in your fundraising efforts. Why is fundraising for St. Jude so personal and important to you?
You know, honestly, my daughter was born 10 years ago. She did not have cancer, but we lived in a hospital just like St. Jude for 6 months. When you stay at a hospital like that and you see the kids there struggling, the parents struggling, you know, me and my own wife, we lived there for 6 months. We lived it. It's one of the hardest things in your life, you know, when you actually live it and you do it, it's completely different. So, you know, we put a lot of effort towards this year and to have a lot of fun with it. You know, we kind of made a game out of it. We did. It's definitely not a game, but, you know, me and Kayla had a blast with it. You know, every weekend, you know, seeing if we could kind of rile each other up and who could bring in the most money. You know, it's for an amazing cause. It's something that we should all back. We should all push. Every single driver does, you know. Me and Ryan was in, was it Denver or one of the shows? I made a deal with him. Whoever got a better score in freestyle would donate money between me and him. And I jinxed him. I got a 5.2 and he got a 5.4. Worst score he got all year because of me, you know. But it was a fun game. So we all, you know, we all really rocked it out. Had some amazing sponsors help us that really come forward. So, I mean, some of the money we really donated this year, it was for an amazing cause. So.
Well, thank you all for your efforts in donating. You've been amazing, and to all of our St. Jude ambassadors as well. Remember, you can still make donations at home if you visit monsterjam.com/St. Jude for current awards and activations. Please give a round of applause for our St. Jude ambassadors. Thank you. Now we'd like to welcome to the stage current Megalodon driver and two-time Monster Jam World Finals champion, Todd the Duke. Love the red, white, and blue on you, man. Looking great.
Thanks.
Now we understand that you have something that you would like to say to the fans, so this is your moment, and go ahead.
Yeah, we just wanted to make an official announcement that I've had an incredible career, and after 15 years, I do want to step back from driving full-time and just focus on my family, my body, and then still do events here and there. If Feld Entertainment needs a fill-in driver here and there, I'd love to fill in. And so this isn't the end of my career, but for sure, full-time. I just want to step back, enjoy the sport. And over the years, you know, I'd like to love to be a a celebrity judge here at World Finals one time, and then just have a good career and just chill and relax and bring my boys, my family to some shows and see what happens.
We are bummed that this is your final competitive season. You will go down as one of the all-time greats. Your Monster Jam family and fans will miss you on the track, but we do have a little video for you, so take a look.
Monster Jam royalty right there. World champion Todd LeDuc. He does things that you would think are impossible. He's in trouble. You know he's not going to make it, and he makes it.
Oh my God, no way!
Big air! Oh man, what a landing for Todd LeDuc!
Are you kidding me?
Can he get the double? Let's go!
I love watching these guys squirm in their seats when they see me going out there going big, that they have to go that big too.
But the crowd loves it. You hear that? They love it.
All right, Todd, we'll have you come back after watching that incredible video. From all of us at Monster Jam and from the millions of fans around the world, we'd like to present you with this Monster Jam Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this was not planned. I had no clue. I don't have anything written down, but incredible. 15 years ago, I went to a show with my brother, and we just sat there, and I was like, this is something really cool, and this is something super unique that I wanted to be part of and stuff. So I called a guy named Mike Wales, and a couple weeks later, I went out to Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, at Dennis's house, and got to meet Ryan and Adam, and got to drive a Monster Jam truck, and they threw me to the wolves. My first tour was, I was in Blue Thunder, I think, and my first show was Nashville. I knew absolutely nothing. And then went to Phoenix, got my first win in racing, and that's when I was like, I think I have a gift to drive a Monster Jam truck. And I came from off-road truck racing, so just, I don't know, just everything transferred over really, really easy. But it was just an incredible career driven with, guys like Dennis, Tom, you guys are incredible. I knew nothing about monster trucks until I came here, and everyone was like, these are the two guys to beat and aim for. And right away, you guys were the guys that I aimed for. And I just wanted to do the sport proud. Jim Kohler, same thing. I watched your style, the way you drove, and you were just wild. And the big air, it bit me for sure. I never won a big air award ever, but I always tried my best. And if I ever did do a big air, it was always here at World Finals, which doesn't count, which shouldn't make sense, but whatever. But no, it's been an incredible career. I've loved every moment of it, and it's definitely tough to say goodbye, but I know it's just my time, and it's been awesome, and just want to look forward to spending time with my kids and my family at home, and it's definitely not out of me. I want to still be involved in some way, shape, or form, and it's been incredible. All the new drivers have been pushing me, man. It's incredible just to see from Blue Thunder, Metal Militia, 2 world championships, Monster Energy winning, 3 stadium tour championships. Having a couple of tricks named after me is incredible. Like, to me, that's the mecca, is, like when someone does a giant air, they're like, oh, that's a LeDuc jump and a LeDuc loop. Whenever I go in an event, especially like World Finals, I want all the fans leaving going, did I just watch, Todd do this, or, it's either that or I'm going to try to win the event. So, just hats off to everyone at Feld Entertainment. It's been an absolute pleasure working with every single one of you guys. I think, Keith, I've known you longer than my best friend, so it's been cool. But like I said, it's just cool to see the sport evolving. We're just trying to hand off the sport to everyone else, and all the new rookies, all the new rising stars. Just carry it, man. Keep it up. And I can't wait to see what the sport has to, with tricks-wise. And if you think you can do a bigger air than me, good luck. So let's call it a day, and I'm going to enjoy my last World Finals for sure.
Todd LeDuc. The excitement of Monster Jam doesn't stop after World Finals. Earlier this year, we announced the all-new Monster Jam Freestyle Mania presented by Spin Master, where for the first time ever, Monster Jam trucks team up with freestyle motocross riders to deliver gravity-defying skills and thrills. Please welcome to the stage Freestyle Mania athletes Gravedigger driver Tyler Menega and Sparkle Smash rider Billy Wilson. Tyler, so from a Monster Jam driver perspective, talk us through what Freestyle Mania is.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, it's a brand new format for the arena events that we're doing. So not only are we competing for the Monster Jam points now, we're on a team with these guys, and they are combining points with their skills and their tricks with us for an overall event championship. So definitely super excited about it, and I can't wait for that first one.
And we are going to take a look right now at a little sizzle reel here of Freestyle Mania for our fans to enjoy at home.
Ready for the ultimate freestyle experience. Monster Jam Freestyle Mania, presented by Spin Master. For the first time ever, Monster Jam trucks team up with freestyle motocross bikes to deliver gravity-defying skills and thrills. See one-of-a-kind FMX bikes designed to match your favorite iconic Monster Jam trucks. Cheer on Team Gravedigger, Team El Toro Loco, and more. 2 times the freestyle action, full send family fun.
So a little preview there. Billy Wilson, so jealous of that shirt, by the way. What kind of tricks and whips can fans expect from you at Freestyle Mania?
So honestly, there's going to be a very wide selection of tricks that we're going to be bringing out. But, you know, being a part of this new tour is going to be, it's groundbreaking. It's one of those things that we're going to be bringing new tricks that nobody's ever seen before and push the limits to each and every one of these riders and drivers. And it's not just us anymore. It's we're, like Tyler was saying, we're teamed up with each other. So it's going to be awesome.
Tyler, you've been competing in Monster Jam for nearly a decade. Every competition for you has been solo, but how does it feel now to be a part of a team?
Yeah, I mean, I love Billy here, but he's got to change his shirt if he's going to be on my team, because I don't know about that. But no, it's very exciting for a new format of Monster Jam to come to the Arena Series. And yeah, by the end of the summer, I want to have the most overall event wins. So I got to pick the right rider for my team and hopefully put everybody else in the dirt.
And you can't have Billy. He is going to be teamed with Kayla Blood on Team Sparkle Smash. So, Billy, representing Team Sparkle Smash with Kayla, do you think being on a team will increase the desire to win between you and your fellow riders?
Absolutely. I mean, we already push each other independently as FMX riders, and you know, being teamed up with drivers now is just it's going to be an opportunity where we're going to be able to see how we're going to be able to encourage each other to push each other to those limits. But you know, just you know, bringing in this new tour is it's an opportunity itself, and I'm super honored. I'm going to speak for myself and 7 other riders that are going to be a part of this tour. That it's awesome. It's an awesome experience to be able to come out here and show you fans and amazing athletes that we can push ourselves even further to this sport. And honestly, I mean, I thought I was pretty good, you know, riding before, but now I'm going to be coming into this sport with a whole different view, because being able to, it's not just me anymore, it's 50-50. And if I slack, then it's going to be the driver that's going to be able to pick up that slack, or vice versa, you know? So it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be sweet.
Well, you can see Billy and Tyler, Freestyle Mania. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Tickets for Freestyle Mania are on sale now. Head to monsterjam.com for a list of cities and to get your tickets. And the fun doesn't end once the summer does. We're excited to announce this year's fall stadium events will celebrate 1 epic year of Sparkle Smash, thanks in part to the official retail partner of these events, Target. We're kicking off the celebrations in the pit party, where fans can play with the all-new Sparkle Smash RC toy, coming exclusive to Target stores this fall, and visit the Sparkle Station to get glittered. The party continues at halftime with live DJ performance, and each event will feature one smashing moment by Sparkle Smash. So please welcome to the stage, once again, Sparkle Smash driver Kayla Blood. Welcome back. So Sparkle Smash was already a hit toy before your debut in the truck during last year's Monster Jam World Finals Smash Mountain Stud. What has this past year been like, seeing the Sparkle Smash fandom explore even more?
It's been absolutely insane, you know, to see all the kiddos that are coming to Monster Jam that haven't been to Monster Jam before. And, you know, it goes from boys to little girls and dads and moms. Everybody has come to see the new Sparkle Smash, the 6-ton unicorn. And to be the driver of Sparkle Smash is an absolute honor. You know, I always say at pit party, I love seeing the little girls come. They literally come from head to toe in unicorn outfits with their unicorn headbands. And I absolutely love it so much. They make me feel like a Disney princess at pit parties sometimes. So I'm enjoying it. Like I said, it's an honor to drive Sparkle Smash and, you know, to have Jamie along the team. You know, she's out there wowing everybody with her two-wheel skills, and I'm out there launching this truck as high as I can go. So we got a lot of girl power. I love being, you know, in this Monster Jam truck because it does represent the girls. It's really the first girl power Monster Jam truck that we do have. And, you know, it means a lot to have these girls come to Monster Jam and to see these girls on the track. You know, we're not always successful, but whenever we are successful on the track, I really believe seeing is believing. So I love being successful, hitting my marks, and, you know, getting out there, doing some cartwheels and just living it up for the girls, man. We're here, and, you know, the girls mean business in this male-dominated sport, and I've really been enjoying it.
Sparkle Smash will be taking over Monster Jam events in St. Louis, Arlington, Syracuse, Houston, and Glendale. Kayla, can you tell us more about what fans can expect at the events?
Absolutely. So what I've been hearing, it's going to be Sparkle Smash themed. And you know what I just heard Scott Jordan say, you can go and get glittered, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I said, man, I tell you what, I started putting glitter in my pocket. And anytime these guys would talk smack to me, I'd throw some glitter at them. So I'm all about it. I love it. And like I said, I'm enjoying driving Sparkle Smash and what it truly means. You know, this unicorn truck just isn't a unicorn truck out on the track. You know, I've had an aggressive driving style, and you know, when I get out there, you know, being a female, honestly, in the sport period, we get underestimated a lot. Sometimes we'll be at pit party fully clothed, and guys will still go, "Are you the driver?" Which is absolutely insane. But yeah, to put a meaning to that, you know, Sparkle Smash is just not a 6-ton sparkly unicorn. We go out there, we mean business, and like I said, Jamie out there wowing the fans, me out there wowing the fans whenever we can, and we're successful. It's absolutely amazing, and I look forward to doing it even more in these future stadium events.
You're actually a part of both of these amazing series, so what are you excited about each?
I'm really excited for the Freestyle Mania, you know, to team up with Billy Wilson. He's such a great freestyle rider. And, you know, like he said, it's 50-50. If I suck out there, he's going to go and pick my slack up, hopefully, and vice versa, you know. So I'm going to give it my all. I don't want to let my teammate down. Never want to let my teammates down or our Sparkle Smash fans. So, as always, I'm going to go out there 100% and optimistic. And, you know, hopefully our truck stays together and we keep ourselves together and we can be successful on the Freestyle Mania. But I'm also looking forward to the stadium events in the fall. You know, I love running in the stadiums. I've been driving for 10, 11 years now, and to be able to have my time in the stadiums each and every year, I'm like hoping that I'm back in the stadium. And to be in the stadium, being able to compete on the floor in front of 60,000 fans is absolutely amazing. You know, everything I've done in my life, I feel like has really led me to this point, and to be able to live out this dream now in Sparkle Smash after the other trucks, so Toro Loco, Soldier Fortune, which meant a lot, and now Sparkle Smash, man, it's very special, and, you know, I really hope to go out there this weekend in Monster Jam World Finals and do something great for all my Sparkle Smash fans, and don't let you down because I'm trying my hardest.
Well, if you ever need another teammate on Team Sparkle Smash, I volunteer as tribute, okay?
I didn't hear that. What?
I said if you ever need another teammate on Sparkle Smash, I volunteer as tribute, okay?
Let's do it.
Announcing here for the first time that Monster Jam Freestyle Mania is now officially the Monster Jam Freestyle Mania Summer Series, where one Monster Jam driver and FMX rider team will win the series championship. And all of our fall stadium events are now officially the Monster Jam Fall Stadium Series, with points accumulating throughout the 5 events to crown a series champion. Tickets for most of these are already on sale, so make sure to stay tuned to monsterjam.com for updates and more information. And please make some noise for Kayla Blood. Thank you. It has been more than 5 years since Monster Jam embarked on a new chapter, taking Monster Jam World Finals to world-class destinations starting in Orlando, then Nashville, SoFi Stadium last year, and now here at Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. Let's take a look to see where this marquee event will happen in 2026.
Taking over, and nothing can stop us now. We got control.
The biggest Monster Jam event of the year, Monster Jam World Final, is returning to Salt Lake City in 2026.
Racing has been on fire.
The best truck, the best drivers, all in one place.
At the biggest festival-style pit party of the year, don't miss the red, white, and wow-worthy moments.
Best in the game.
what you want to see. That's that wow factor.
We can't wait to see you there.
That's what we were looking for.
Exciting news to be back in Salt Lake City, and to talk more about this, let's welcome to the stage the President and CEO of the Utah Sports Commission, Jeff Robbins.
I've been playing with this rec deck, and I think I dropped the big one and it broke, so sorry guys. So I'm going to keep that here, take it to work. We're honored to have you here this year. It's an incredible state. State of sport is our tagline. You have beautiful parks in the southwest area of the state, Zions. You've probably heard of Zions and some of the national parks. We got a little skiing up here, but we like to always talk about the summer. And if you look at the ski resorts and Park City and some of the other places, coming up to recreate, coming up to visit those locations in non-winter, a lot of people enjoy that more. Golfing. And then you look at the kinds of things we do with motorsports. Per capita, I haven't checked for a few years, we were in per capita the biggest motorsports state when you look at all motorsports, four-wheel, two-wheel. So the state's always embraced things like Monster Jam, Supercross, and it's kind of in our DNA. President Randall, who you saw, the president, is committed to sports. He's committed to what we're doing. And so I want to give a shout out to the staff here for all of their help. Todd and I, where's Todd Gendro? I think some of you know Todd, don't you? And he and I go back 25 years. I first met Kenneth Feld and Todd, and then Juliet. And so we've had a long relationship. I think our first event was in 2001, Todd, if I remember right. So we've always had a great relationship. We've done extremely well with Supercross. I think this event will go great. We want to welcome everybody. Come and do some other things. Come early next year and look at some of the other things you can recreate and do in the state, because I think you'll find, as our moniker goes, the state of sport. And one other thing that you probably know, you've heard about, we created a sport and Olympic and Paralympic legacy back in 2000. We always had in our sights getting another Olympic Games back, always. And that was our charter. The governor asked me to found the Utah Sports Commission. So we had this kind of this idea that we want to bring the games back, keep the venues so they could hold events like this, which we did. We were in Paris last year. I was in Paris with the IOC when it was awarded. And 1,200 events have been hosted here since 2002. So we've been involved in 1,200 events. So it's a significant number. We love sports. We're thrilled at coming back. See you again next year. Come and do some other things. Come and recreate and have some fun and see another side of Utah than maybe you see when people are skiing on the slopes. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Jeff, and that's right. We are so excited that Monster Jam World Finals 25 will be here at Rice Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City, Utah, next July 3rd and 4th for another epic event. So be sure to stay tuned to MonsterJam.com for more details about Monster Jam World Finals 25 in the coming months. I want to say thank you to everyone here in attendance today. For those of you tuning in, tickets are still available for Monster Jam World Finals 24 this weekend. In addition to the epic stunts happening to kick off Friday and Saturday's events, there will be a special halftime DJ performance featuring the return of the one and only DJ Mowski. And for those coming tomorrow evening, be sure to stay in your seats for our patriotic 4th of July fireworks presented by VetTix. Now, those in attendance this weekend can get all of the information they need in the Monster Jam Fan Guide, available now for both Apple and Android products. Be sure to get that downloaded for up-to-date maps, schedules, and additional information. Now, if you're not able to be here with us in person this weekend, don't forget you can tune in on one of our live streams. The full schedule is available on MonsterJam.com. For those of you here today, you can please head closer to the stadium where we will be doing a demo of our elevated turn track with Monster Jam drivers Camden Murphy and Classroom Crusher and Cody Saucier and Dragon. This will also be live streamed, so stay right here, Monster Jam fans, and thank you once again for tuning in to our World Finals press conference, and welcome to the greatest weekend of the year, World Finals 24.